So I think there are two ways to live life, okay? Like, you can either admit that everything is a market, or you could not and fall behind in life. Like, I mean, everything is a market, okay? Like, jobs, that's a market. Dating, that's a market. Like, groceries, that's a market. Like, everything about life is a market, okay? And you have to think about things in terms of like market clearing mechanisms, about what creates pricing and what generates demand. Like, these things are very integral to existence, okay? And you can acknowledge it that exists, or you couldn't, you know? And I feel like part of the reason I've achieved a lot of what I want is because I acknowledge that everything is a market, okay? And in markets, people want things and people sell things, okay? And you have to think of yourself like, oh, am I like someone who wants something, or am I someone who's trying to sell something? Like, for example, in jobs, you want jobs that, you know, you want to do, right? They're jobs that you can be genuinely passionate about. And then you have to think about these employers, like, what do they want? Like, they just want smart, hardworking people. Okay, it's not that straightforward. So if you become a smart, hardworking person, then you can work the jobs that you want. It's like that straightforward. And if you're not getting the jobs that you want, it just means that you're not as smart or hardworking as you think you are, okay? And that's like fine. These are things that you can work on, right? And that's like the beauty of it all. Same thing with dating, okay? Like, what do you want out of a partner, right? It's like very deeply personal, but let's just like boil down to like attraction. Like, you want someone who's like attractive, right? And you can like define that whatever you want. And then you have to think like, oh, all of these like attractive people, they don't want me. And you have to think like, why is that? It's just because like they're optimizing for their own standards of attractiveness, and clearly you don't meet them. And that's like fine. These are things that you can work on. So these like mechanisms are so clear. You know what I mean? Like, they're existent whether or not you acknowledge them or not. And if you want to live like a successful life, you need to admit that these forces exist. Everything is a market, and you're a participant in this market whether you want to be or not. And if you want to optimize your own existence, you need to acknowledge the rules of the game, i.e., that everything is a market, and plan your life accordingly.